Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, May 24th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, FFIE. This one remains very popular out there. And now that we have a little bit more data, a couple of things I want to get put into place here. So first I'm going to do is just add in a support level, more specifically a trend line here. So let's connect that and that right there. And I'm very curious, can the price continue to hold above there? So let's go green, and then I'll also make it a little bit different so we can keep it distinguished there. But that's going to be the first ideal level of support. When you say, Clay, what would make this chart look the best moving forward? And certainly if the price can stay above that area of support right there. Now, if the price does not hold above it, then a much more important level would be become that green line down there at the 90-cent mark. So actually, let me zoom back out again so you can see kind of where that green line is coming from. But that's why I'm zooming in, because this big flush right there is what's kind of throwing off the proportions, but makes it easier to see like this. As far as areas of resistance, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this level up, because after today, we definitely have confirmation that right up here at $1.47 is going to be that main battleground. I mean, check it out. Rejected, 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 and then the big spike here right at that level, once again rejected. So definitely 147 going to be that main level to watch. In the near term, keep an eye on that purple line right there, 50 paired moving average. But even if the price does break above there, I wouldn't get overly excited, because the price still does have to deal with that key level up there at 147. Next one, GWAV. Overall, good solid day. Now, there is a little perspective that goes into this. What do I mean? If you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought up here on the gap up and you wanted to buy and sell within 20 minutes, from that perspective, yeah, the chart looks really rough because there has been a pullback essentially the rest of the day. But from the big picture point of view, the price is building those higher bases, and that's what it's all about. So first I'm going to do is adjust this area of support up a little bit, and now call the new ideal level right there at 0.0725. And that's certainly a level that you want to see hold, because, and I'm not saying this will occur, but for example's sake, if the price were to come down there, bounce around, and then curl back upwards, what would you have? Well, from the big picture standpoint, you'd have a set of lows right there. You'd have those lows down there. If you envision those as stair steps, you have stair steps making good, solid overall upwards progress, and that's what it's all about. In terms of areas of resistance, going to make one adjustment here, move this level up to right there at 12-cent mark. But before we put too much emphasis on 12 cents, watch that purple line there, 50 period moving average in the near term, because you can see if the price fell below it, went to acting as resistance, 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 resistance. So you get the idea. So yes, before I put too much focus on 12 cents, let's see if the price can at least break above that purple line there. But like I said, bigger picture standpoint, the price is building those higher stair steps, and that's what matters most. Next, SQQQ, big explosion here today. No doubt about that. And now moving forward, a couple of key levels to watch. Let's start off with a key area of resistance, and that's going to be right here at the $10 mark. If you go through the history of things, you can see back here, $10 after this pullback right there, all of a sudden became a problem point. And then fast forward to today, and sure, it didn't hit $10 exactly, but got very, very close before getting rejected back down. So if this upwards move is going to continue, $10 will be that main battleground. If there's any sort of a pullback, main area of support and preferable level, meaning what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward, that would be if the price can now stay above that 50 period moving average right there. So definitely keep an eye on that, because if you think about it, even if the price were to drop down right around that area, all that would be giving you from a bigger picture standpoint is essentially a bull flag pattern. So the price can still pull back a little bit more and still be perfectly fine. But yeah, preferably speaking, you definitely want to stay at hold above that purple line there, or better yet, just get back up above the $10 mark. Next one, ASTI. Interesting situation here, because made a nice move up, and then it started to pull back and pull back and pull back some more. And when it gets down around that area, it becomes a very valid question to say, uh-oh, is this one of these gap and trap pump and dumps, the beginning of the end, where this thing's just going to continue to crater? And we got our answer. No, it did not crater. It did not continue to fall apart. It actually started to go sideways right there at 19.5 cents. So let me change that to green. And that's what makes it interesting, because while there are no guarantees, and while I wish I could say trading was as easy as just identifying sideways movements, because that means for sure it's the bottom and for sure going to go back upwards, not quite that easy. But my point here is it becomes a lot more plausible at this point in time that, yeah, looking like this thing becomes more reasonable to think, okay, pullback is over, and is this thing getting ready to head back upwards? So that's why I always like to find situations where things are looking very nasty, because think about it. When it was pulling back, things were looking very shaky, but got the sideways movement, a little bit upwards right here. Is this the start of an even bigger curl back upwards? If you like penny stocks in these sorts of circumstances, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, NIO, and yeah, very, very rough day here with a gap down, and the price had been doing such a good job staying up above that trend line right there, but yeah, you can see opening 30 minutes, slight gap down, and then the opening 30 minutes, massive, nasty red candle. So definitely got to start over thing in terms of levels of support. And what I'm curious though is we have a little miniature. So let me get that into place. There's our green part of the pattern, and then we have a miniature falling wedge pattern, which falling wedge is actually a bullish pattern. And then we can see right here, the price is actually slightly, can I zoom in here anymore? It's kind of hard. There we go. Now the price is slightly up above it. So from a pattern standpoint, it's an exciting question to say, okay, is this the start of a bigger break? Is this the start of a bigger move? Now, to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this is a faulty break. This thing's getting ready to roll back over. Totally possible because there are no guarantees. But that is a two-sided coin because maybe it is. Maybe this thing's getting ready to rock and roll back to the upside. So if you like falling wedge patterns, if you like situations where you get to ask that question, okay, the break has happened, but is this the start of something much bigger? Then definitely keep an eye on NIO. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. There will be questions, so definitely bring your questions and all that, and we will talk about them live. But it will be tonight, Thursday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. With that being said, if you cannot make it live, go ahead, send me an email, clay@claytrader.com. Maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening. Maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you totally missed it. But just let me know via email. Send me an email. But if you can't make it live, then if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. Or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage you can use to get signed up. So like I said, if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up. And I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one, PEGY. Very, very nice chart today and very, very nice last 30 minutes as I speak. And like I said, that's why I like to do these when the markets are open, because check it out. Good solid green candle trying to push to these highs. I suppose anything's possible. I'd be shocked if you're watching this and saying, yeah, it broke out through these highs. But if you are answering the question that, when you're watching this and say, well, Clay, the price actually closed up above 27.5 cents, just take it that means that this movement here got that much stronger and stronger enough to not only get to that point, but actually break up above it. But more of the story, 27.5 cents will be public enemy number one moving forward here from the resistance standpoint. And then in terms of areas of support, got a nice little level right there, preferably speaking. So what would make the chart look strongest? Definitely holding above that level. But from the bigger picture standpoint, just watch that purple line there, 50-period moving average, keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. And from an overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above that purple line, then the bulls are in full health. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and another very rough day here. Savage day, really, when you stop and think about the fact of how nasty of a gap in trap it was. Opened up right there, acted like it wanted to be strong, and then check out that opening 30 minutes down, and then another nasty 30-minute candle right there. So needless to say, Tesla is getting hammered down quite a bit, but it is now entering a very interesting area in regards to the overall level of the chart, and that is down here at 172.75. Let me zoom out just so you can see a little bit better perspective. So going through the history of things, you can see right here. Nope, that's behind my ugly mug, but it bounced from there. Right there, found support. Right there, found support. So if it does come down, that's, at least in my opinion, question number one, can the price stay up above 172.75? If it cannot, then the next key area of support after that would then be down here at 170.75. And if somehow the price breaks below there, that would be a massive red flag that something's broken with the Tesla chart all of a sudden. If there is any sort of attempted bounce back upwards, first key level to watch is that pink line there, 200-period moving average. Next key level after that would be that 50-period moving average. But at least at this point in time, top priority is not necessarily breaking levels of resistance, but more so at least just trying to consolidate out and bare minimum go sideways. Next one here, AMD, another nasty, nasty mover today. I mean, to think, poor souls, true story. There was some people buying up there. Hopefully they use stop losses. But needless to say, from a support standpoint and technical standpoint, all eyes definitely now going to be, let me get rid of that. All eyes going to be glued to that 200-period moving average right there. Very famous level within the world of charts. And to be fair, never hit it exactly, but got very, very close. And as of right now, got a slight little bounce. So is this bounce the start of something even bigger? Worth certainly keeping an eye on, and it's plausible to throw that question out there. But if this bounce does fail and roll back over, then yeah, that level that I wouldn't call it a complete do or die, but a very important level would be whether or not the price can stay above that 200 period moving average. If the price does try to bounce back upwards, key level of resistance initially going to be right here, right around that 162.50 mark. But yeah, definitely a brutal day today. Let's see if the price can maintain above that 200 period moving average on Friday. Next one, ONMD, and very, very nice movement here. Last 30 minutes as I speak. You can see right here, nice green candle forming, and it is approaching a key level of resistance that is not quite there, or at least I don't think it's, nope, not quite there, but right here at $1.46, very, very important level, or at least in my opinion, very key level, because in my opinion, of course, no guarantees as I've said, but if the price can come up here and break through $1.46, key being a high volume break, so a high volume break of $1.46, then I think there's a very, very realistic chance that not only does it go up to those highs right there, but then pushes up through those. But again, it can't be some little small breakout. It's got to be good, high volume breakout. And right now it's getting close. It's knocking on the door. So we'll see if it can get to that, early on Friday. And then if there is some sort of pullback, then nothing, fancy here. Just a question of where did the pullback finally stop today? And that was right down there around the $1.05 mark. So some might disagree with this, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. But maybe I'm fitting a square peg through a round hole, but somewhat of a bull flag pattern here. So if you like this price range, you like the bull flag pattern, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one, TQQQ, and overall, like a lot of these stocks, started strong and then completely just rolled back over. I'm going to go ahead and adjust this level down. And I should note that whenever levels of support need to be adjusted in the downwards direction, not always the greatest sign, but nothing fancy here in terms of logic other than just where did the bleeding finally stop today. And that was down there at 62, we'll call it 80. So 62.80 will be that first initial key level of support, just based on, like I said, the fact that that's where it bounced from today. And then in terms of if that level can't quite hold up, next key area of support after that would then be all the way down here at the $62 mark, which is coming from these lows back here. So if you wanted to, I suppose you could just call this a support zone. But yeah, if the price were to break all the way down through that zone, that would just illustrate that the bears have shown up in a very big way. Any sort of bounce back upwards, keep an eye on this 64.43 mark. Talked about that previously. And now you also have that purple line there, 50 period moving average, essentially right at that same value. So it's essentially a little double whammy of resistance right here. Now, as I speak, good solid bounce this afternoon. But also, to be fair, that could very realistically just be a dead cat bounce where, comes back down. So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, give some credit where credit's due. Good, solid last 30 minutes, but we'll see if that carries into Friday. Now, I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a second. But again, for you stock traders out there, if you like what you saw here, then definitely get signed up for that free live training. And like I said, there'll be live question and answer. So bring your questions, please. It'll be this evening, Thursday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But if you can't make it live for whatever reason, go ahead and send me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay. Now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick little clarification here. We are now looking at the 4-hour time frame. So each one of these candlesticks now represents 4 hours, not 30 minutes. And that is because Bitcoin's open 24/7. So I want this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible. And this allows me to accomplish that. So yes, big downwards movement here for Bitcoin since the last time I did it. And now the price is actually down below that 50 period moving average, a purple line right there. So let's just assume you're watching this video 15, 20 hours after I upload it. Question number one you need to ask yourself is, where is the price currently at? Whenever you're watching this, where's the price of Bitcoin at relative to that 50 period moving average? The further down below it is, the worse and worse this pullback has become. Right now, this pullback's looking pretty rough. How rough does it get? Well, again, how far down below is that 50 period moving average is it going to go? And another mile marker would be, well, if you're still answering the question that the price is down below there, where is the price at relative to 65,850? If you're answering the question that the price is down below there, then again, I'm not going to say Bitcoin is ruined, but that means that the bears have, continued to apply pressure, and that would not be a good situation. Now, maybe you're saying, well, Clay, actually the price is above that purple line. Fantastic. Where's the price at relative to that resistance line right there? Now, I would be shocked. In fact, let me extend it out some now. I would be shocked if you're answering the question that the price is up above there. But if somehow you are answering the question that the price is up above that red line, that means that the downwards pressure is gone and a whole boatload of upwards buying pressure showed up. Like I said, I doubt that's going to be the case. I think the top priority right now is just pull back right now. How nasty does it get? How much more pressure are the bears going to show up with? And that's where when you ask yourself those questions, that'll keep this relevant for as long as possible. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader, because what you learn about in this class can and definitely should be used within your trading also. So like I said, it'll be this evening, Thursday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. truly live. So bring your question and answers and I will answer them live. And if you can't make it, then go ahead and send me an email, clay@claytrader.com. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, hit that like button. If you have a request, please leave that down in the comment section. Always like to hear from you, and I'll do my best to get into a future video. And like I said, just hit that like button in general. So thanks for watching. Go get signed up for that free training, or if you can't make it, like I said, send me an email.